What do I think nowadays of the shining beacon of quality Berserk? I think Millennium Falcon chapter. Golden Age is still good, don't get me wrong. Golden Age is still really good. But I think it's too played out. And honestly, there's a lot more fun subtext layers. What the fuck did I miss it? Right, Kleepot. They also, Millennium Falcon also covers Judaism mythology. It's really cool. So that's Norse, Judaism, Christianity, Hinduism. Did I say Norse? I think it's a Norse. If not, I'm gonna count those 5. 5 fucking different mythos. Oh, and pagan. That's 6. God, I love Berserk. It's so cool. It gives you like such a good jumping off point to like so much lore. It's cool. I'm really talking myself into just rereading the entirety of this game, of this arc by myself. God damn it. I mean, of course, like I didn't reread the Millennium Falcon arc in full. In fact, I was just catching real life Ryan's recaps of it and just summations of it. So that was how I got through it so quick. But like, it's such a good told arc. That's why I just think is the best. I don't know where I think Fantasia fits. I mean, Fantasia arc kind of just feels like Millennium Falcon 2.0, but like bigger. So I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about that one just yet. Anyway, so Night Terrors. Oh boy, are these zombies? Yeah, these are straight zombies. Huh. I don't think we've had straight zombies so far in this game. That's kind of interesting, actually. It's weird when the most mundane enemies you can think of in horror is also the most interesting because how fucking mundane they are. That's kind of funny. Anyway, but yeah, first nights with the new Guts' Traveling Party. So the wiki calls it Guts' Traveling Party. I guess it's not inaccurate because that does cover like the major players here. You know, Serpico, Isidro, Farnese, Puck, you know, so on. Casca as well. I guess I do kind of have to counter her because she is kind of one of them, even if she is obviously the ones that need protecting. You are. It's just funny how big he looks. I'm sorry, the art style of some of these just looks fucking weird. And the portraits don't help much either. That's great. That's fucking great. Unfortunately, we got no hit son John here. The ghost, I mean. Kaboom. Okay, I'm gonna assume this level isn't gonna be too much different from how we usually had so far. We'll just try to keep everyone alive, don't let anyone get KO'd, that kind of stuff. Oh, and Farnese is she's not completely getting tossed to the wind here, but she's not having fun either. She's literally her job is to take care of Casca, which, to be fair, Casca does take a liking to her, so that's not the worst thing ever. It's actually so much so that, a slight spoiler alert, we do cover Britannis a little bit, just a little bit, not to a great extent. Like we don't see Federico, we don't see Roderick, we don't see the dad or anything. Was Federico? No. The brother of Farnese. That was it. I don't remember what his name offhand is. I think it's Federico, right? No, I was something that starts with... I'm sorry. I am dog shit with Italian names. Like, I will say it straight up. I'm already bad enough at remembering people's names. Like, I tell people I will probably not remember your name until like the 3rd time we meet or something. But Italian names in particular just really fuck with me. It's the large amount of vowels they have. It really messes with me. I don't know, maybe it's my basic ass Irish naming conventions I'm more used to, but I don't know. Anyway, firing up. Celtic another mythology that gets covered in this arc. God damn it. God, those dogs still freak me out. Like, without fail, those dogs are terrifying. Okay, moving on. Let's see. You know, one of the tricks to having gone through all the Berserk games in my research of having to keep track of things is not only do I have to know about the story of what's happening, but like the subtext, philosophical angles, and like what's happening behind the scenes. The good thing is that there's nothing really like subtext happening here. Mostly just like shaping after they join. It's a lot of it's just from Farnes's perspective, like seeing what Guts goes through on a nightly basis. Oh yeah, funny thing. no one really knows except for like I think Puck why Guts is attacked by demons every single night. I'm not even joking about that. Like no one, Isidro didn't really know. But to be fair, like no one really knows about like the brand sacrifice because the God Hand works on such a deep layer of the astral world that it's not. There's not really gonna be like stories about, you know, the God Hand, right? Or like those experiences, because Guts is like most likely the only one to have actually lived through the entirety of not just like the eclipse, but like a reincarnation ceremony in general. Because remember, like with the lesser Baelits, like that typically happens. Like there's like it's a much smaller scale, but like people are still sacrificed for, you know, being reborn, rebirthing someone. As an apostle. So it's very unlikely a lot of people would survive those. Guts, to my knowledge, from everything I've read, I think is the one person who's ever survived the eclipse. Unless you count Skull Knight. Because we do know he survives one of them. Well, technically, his spirit is anchored to that armor that was made by dwarf guy, so, yeah. Oh, hey, this guy. Hey, we mentioned Vitanis by name. Or at least, like, just... I don't think at this point they were talking about, like, like, they were just going to Vitanis in general. They were just looking for a port town, just buy a boat to get overseas to go to Skellig. Yeah. But we are also world building here. It turns out there's a bunch of... So the war outside with the Kushins and everything, you know, the thing we've been briefly alluding to here and there. Yeah, a large gathering is happening over at Vitanis. What I believe is, it's definitely like one of the bigger cities, excuse me, in the world, so it's a massive port town. I think it's where Farnace's family is also, like, holed up as well. What the hell? Wait. Oh yeah, Midland is getting butt-fucked. Not the, well, the country itself too, but especially, like, the main city. It's bad. Like, the Kushan Empire has already fully taken over, like, the main city. And, yeah, it's kind of gnarly. Also, we're not showing it here, but also parallel to all these events happening is the rebuilding of the Band of Hawk in Griffith's image. Better if it were, but it ain't humans. Oh boy, well, you know what, to be fair, it's only taken us, what, an hour to get to the trolls from the beginning versus Band of Hawk, or, no, versus the PS2 game where it took 4 or 5 hours? So we're covering ground. It's not too bad. We're about to encounter trolls. That will be fun. But no, what's not being covered here or in the PS2 game is the fact that parallel to all these events happening is the fact that Griffith is now also a main character and he is forming a new Band of the Hawk. This time filled with a lot of demons. Namely, a lot of apostles of legend are the top generals of his army. So essentially, Grunbeld has Guts' former position. Zod is probably in Casca's position. Judo is... I don't know. I would have considered like the Lancer horse guy to be it. Locust. Probably more like that archer guy. Who turns into a fucking stag. I would not have expected that for a sniper, but hey, you know what? Fuck it. Why not? Let's go for it. Anyway. So you probably know what's happening next. We progress a little bit. Now we've encountered trolls, and they just... and the lesser members of the party are just narrowly saved by Shirke in the nick of time. Still playing as Guts, though. Like to mention, yes, you can play as more characters later on. I don't think I'll be able to play as Shirke by the end of this game, though. Because... let's see, Witch's House... Okay, I might be able to showcase some stuff. Anyway. So, let's just go ahead and jump into it. Why not? Oh yeah, there's another big reason why I do actually like the Millennium Falcon arc the most. World building. it does that really fucking well with showcasing a lot of stuff that actually happens and how the astral world works. In fact, I think it's called its first name drop is the astral world, thanks to Flora. I didn't think about that name for a second. Also, being a dad, Guts is literally just showing Isidro the basics of how to be a swordsman. He's not going out of his way to give him strict coaching lessons, but just enough to show him the basics, and then he can figure out the rest from there, because obviously Isidro is way smaller than Guts. Obviously. God. Serpico is another one of those great characters in this arc, in this show as well. So funny thing is, obviously Guts knows from a glance that Serpico wants to just sell the score because Farnese is now being put in constant danger, as well as selling their score from before. Yeah. Serpico is remember the half brother of Farnese. She doesn't know that somehow yet. Weird. But yeah, obviously Serpico does have a sort of brotherly protection of her, not only just outside of just being like general protector and sworn protector in general because of the Van Diemen family. Serpico does think it's really nice about how Guts is able to do something that Serpico never even could do at all. It changed her. That's gonna get thrown into conflict a little bit with the Berserker armor, however. Gonna complicate things a little bit. Opponent? Oh, nothing as graceful as that. He's just gonna flat out kill him, no questions asked. Speaking of which, how about that? So, the way they actually come upon trolls is a bit hilarious. Now that I think about it, the more I think about it, what did I just say? That was redundant as hell. I'm not in the best frame of mind right now, by the way. I'm a little on the tired side, but I'm hanging in there. I'm not as bad as I was during the Black Swordsman arc. Holy crap. This is like the first time that our traveling group for Guts has actually really encountered is up against like truly magical creatures. Not wandering spirits, not reanimated spirits, not apostles, actual magical creatures. Like, when you think about it, saying it out loud sounds weird, doesn't it? Like, you think that, yeah, this is Berserk. Obviously, we would have encountered this like way sooner, but no. Most of what we find so far is just like straight up human malice and stuff like that, or apostles. We've never really explored that layer of the astral world overlapping the real world, because remember, the world is shifting. Now that there is the 5th God Hand member, as well as the fact that Griffith has manifested from the very bottom of the astral world all the way up to the top, which is our world, you can see there's a little bit of a jut in there. So there's going to be much more overlap when a deep astral layer being is on the top of it. There's going to start to be some overlap, obviously, with the natural order. So naturally, this is going to result in creatures, magical creatures that are formed from human thought, being able to invade our world. So yeah, that's kind of roughly how that fits into place. I forgot to buy stuff, whatever. I do like this level a lot, though. It's really cool. But yeah, no, really, we have not actually fought regular creatures yet. Everything literally has been either human or was human. Again, you would think that sentence that would make more sense, but no, it's like, huh. We've actually made up to now without that really being the case, haven't we? Weird. Anyway. But yeah, trolls, they kind of operate like they did back in the PS2 game. Not quite as obnoxious, but they're still a little bit rougher to take care of than the usual zombie and stuff like that. Let's rock this. Boom. Sweet. Alright, this level is also a bit of a labyrinth, funny enough. I think they're trying to squeeze in like a couple different events into one level, which is the first encounter with the trolls, going back to Flora's mansion, and all that. I don't think we even encountered Morgan, really. Like, the guy who we're trying to project, the old man who we're bringing with us to go find Flora's mansion, you know, all that stuff. Alright, let's see what we're doing with... Yeah, this level's gonna get reused later, of course, because you probably know what that's going to entail. It's a little bit on the rough side, though. Very fucking pretty, though, but no, way overblown for how it actually is. Let's see. Also, when you look at the map right now, obviously there's no, like, ways of entry, really. Yeah, there's no real easy way to get in there, so probably just got to deal with ways as they come forward. There we go. Oh, that's where Costco was too. Let's deal with that one. The general units are just called the strong trolls. That's hilarious. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Also, yeah, Strong 5 actually does have a suction effect. Like, I always thought it was matching that, but no, it really does have a suction effect. That is really sick. Cool. Yeah, okay. That will actually grant us access in the center. Fuck yeah. I'm glad we resolved that issue pretty quickly. Yeah, compared to all the ghosts and monsters, they seem kind of fairy tale-ish. Right. Obviously I've already gone over this at length, but just as a recap, yes, essentially the astral world kind of operates more as like an abstract kind of concept. What you'll find there traditionally is this actually the house? Oh, it is. Cool. Yay. We're already there. Essentially anything that humanity collectively thinks up of is going to be manifested there. Like, you know, trolls, elves, anything that would be like nightmarish creatures would like that a lot of people believe in will appear there. Obviously, it's more a world of thought and belief. There's supposedly like also the world of idea, which is where the idea of evil resides. Honestly, I think there's just overlap between the astral world and the world of idea because of how, you know, the astral world operates. Personally speaking, I think that's kind of it. And then you get different layers of the astral world, like, you know, Kleepoth, Skellig, this witch's house, obviously all that fun stuff. It gets really detailed. Anyway. Oh, that was a lot of them. I wish I held on to my good luck dice. Fuck. Ah. Whatever. 300? That's actually not that bad. But yeah, I have been thinking about something recently that I do find marginally funny. You know, with the advent of the internet and everything, we have like more like collective ideas of like monsters run around the world. You know, such as i.e. Slenderman, the SCP Foundation, Herobrine? No, Herobrine's Minecraft, Bob. No, fucking hell, not that one. There's been other the Rake. That's a big one. I'm gonna say the word. If you're superstitious about this, mute this part. Skinwalkers. They have a proper, I think, no, it wasn't Navajo. They had a proper like word, but sorry if I just bother anyone by saying that out loud because, yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, but like all those things that you think of, yeah, they could appear if we had our own version of like Kleepoth or the Astral World, like down there, like in our own world. That would be super. Personally, for me, I think that'd be super interesting because that's like a reflective of like modern society and stuff like that. Like back, like in this world, like the idea of the Astral World and what creatures would appear there, or in Kleepoth, namely, would be like sailors' myths of like mystical creatures that were thought of to keep kids away from like the edges of lakes or some shit like that. You know, like kelpies, mermaids, sirens, stuff like that. You know, like old wives' tales in essence, but like not with like that sexist connotation, you know? I didn't really piece that one together, actually. Like, yeah, call them old wives' tales is actually kind of fucked. He was like, just something my wife came up with. It's not that important. That's kind of fucked, dude, actually, when you look at that from that angle. Oh, boy. But yeah, that's a loose recap of the astral world and how it works. It's very much like an abstract world of ideas of collective unconscious from humanity. Well, more collective conscious, I guess. Yeah. There we go. Yay, we did it. Okay. You know, I haven't actually checked. I don't know if there's a trophy you get for this game if you do actually complete all the story missions on Berserk. I don't think there is, but that would be fucking hilarious. Personally speaking, I think it would be.